I'll try. Good morning. Another year, another annual conference. Another 5 minutes of your life you're not going to get back because I'm required to give this report. The 176th session of the West Virginia Annual Conference of the United Methodist Church took place in Buchanan at West Virginia Wesleyan College June 10th, 11th, and 12th. The annual conference took another step toward returning to the traditional four-day gathering in that after a designated day of service on June 9th, there were 3 days of meetings and worship services that took place. Attendance was close to what it had been before the pandemic, and it was wonderful to be there with so many people. The assembled clergy and laity from 52 counties in West Virginia, Garrett County, Maryland, and individual congregations in Washington County, Pennsylvania, and Bath County, Virginia, met to discuss church business and approve the conference budget for 2023, among other matters. Items discussed and voted on included the following: amendments to the annual conference rules regarding the budget process and the election of delegates to general and jurisdictional conferences were approved. Recommendations by the Board of Pensions were approved. The equitable compensation report was approved with an increase of $1,200 a year for all three categories of pastors. Now, these salary minimums pertain to the pastors, not to the individual churches. The minimum salary is part of the definition of a full-time appointment, and while the minimum salaries are in place, the pastor's salary is determined by the Staff Parish Relations Committee and approved by the Finance Committee. A redistricting plan lowering the number of districts in the West Virginia Annual Conference to 7 was approved. With the information that was provided, it appears that more importance was given to the number of churches than to geography. A clean water resolution encouraging churches, organizations, and individuals across West Virginia to contribute to a fund established by the United Methodist Foundation for the establishment of sustainable water systems for rural communities in southern West Virginia. It was stressed that this is not a requirement. The conference trustees report was approved. This includes 3 resolutions that are voted on every year. Nominations Committee report was approved. Bruce Reed is a member of the Conference Board of Ordained Ministry, and in our district, Jerome Hairston is on the Committee of Ordained Ministry, and Lynn Thompson is on the Church Building and Location Committee. The recommendations of the Conference Committee on Finance and Administration were approved. Included in these recommendations was a budget for 2023 of 2.6% less than the 2022 budget. The amount of this congregation's fair share giving was not available for 2023, but it will be forwarded to the Finance Committee as soon as I get it. With the decrease in the budget, there is a good chance that our fair share giving will go down again this year. Since 2015, Morris Memorial's fair share giving amount has decreased every year. The Cabinet Property Report was approved. In the Midland South District, 1 charge remained as a mission congregation, 1 church was closed for financial reasons, 1 charge was increased from 2 churches to 3, and 2 station churches in Putnam County were placed on a circuit. A resolution on preventing gun violence was then proposed and debated and debated and debated. It was then amended slightly and then was further debated. The resolution eventually passed after another amendment was not adopted. By approving the resolution, the annual conference is not legislating anything, nor is it mandating that any action be taken. The conference is asking United Methodist to support and encourage research on gun violence, to aid in the formation of effective legislation, and to call on our local, state, and federal representatives to support reasonable gun safety laws, including universal background checks, red flag laws, and renewal of the assault weapon ban. And if anybody would like to see that resolution, please see me before we leave. I do have a copy of it. The consent calendar was then approved, which is 45 individual reports that were voted on simultaneously to expedite the voting process. Does anybody have any questions? It has been and it remains my honor to serve as the lay member to annual conference from this congregation. Thank you all.